All right, what is going on, guys? Stage 6, 48-hour chrono stage. The bell has rung, and teams are being stopped at their campsites or break zones. Except for one. Let's find out a little bit about that. So let's get right into it. This is going to be a short one because actually it is very confusing as far as how it is tracking and how to figure out where everybody is at. So we'll do our best right now to run through it. We'll do a quick screen share of the Dakar Rally website. But first, let's talk a little bit so you guys know where we're at, where these guys are at, what it kind of looks like. So if you guys tuned in last night to the stage preview with Willem Amanat, we know a little bit about how we predicted that this was going to break down. So you have your different camp spots, A through G, and each one has a specific closing time, which as of recording this right now at 5:47 a.m., it is 4:47 p.m., which means the bell has rung and teams are being stopped at their next break zone. So for instance, let's take a look really quick. The leaders, the lead group of the rally, and I know why they probably picked these closing times because, man, if they would have let it go just a little further, they would have actually maybe even finished today's stage. So at 476 kilometers on the FIA course, because the FIA and the FIM course are a little bit different as far as length goes. FIM is the motorcycle course that we are following along, and they're at 513 kilometers is where these guys are at. So that is, again, the FIM course. Let's take a look at what this looks like. Move that out of the way. Let's take a look at this one. Oh, let me see. Let me switch the screen for you guys. It's kind of a new one. Let's go overall. Take a look at this one. All right. Here's what we have got going on through F, break zone F. Leader Adrian Van Beveren right now is your fastest to the campsite or to the camp zone, break zone. I'm going to use them interchangeably. Sorry, guys. I don't know. It's hard for me to pronounce the break zone. Anyway, all right, here we go. Adrian Van Beveren right now, your fastest 2F. And then it is Ricky Brayback in the Monster Energy Honda bike. In the number 2 spot, Toby Price in the number 3 spot on the Red Bull KTM Factory Racing bike. And then it is Daniel Sanders in the number 4 spot, Red Bull Gas Factory Racing. Luciano Benavides, Husqvarna Factory Racing in the number 5 spot. Hero Motorsports Rally Team rider Ross Branch and contender for the top podium spot at the 24 Dakar Rally, currently 6th. Kevin Benavides in the number 7 spot, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. And then Stefan Svetko in the number 8 spot. He is on the Slolov Rally Team. Nacho Cornejo on the number 9 spot on the Monster Energy Honda. He is also 9th right now, and then also a contender for the top spot, top podium. We'll take a look at that later on today as we are getting into the break. We're getting into the rest day here after this next stage, tomorrow morning stage, or what they're going to be running, actually, what they're going to be running tonight. So from there, it is your stage opener, Beretta, in the number 10 spot on the Hero Motorsports Team rally bike. So that is your top 10. So the top 10 made it through. Now, really quick, what we're going to do is go through, and I'm just going to we'll look at the map here and see how this is shaping up. So it looks like Antonio Mayo has made it. So you guys, we just ran through the top 10. Those were the bikes that were through that zone, and Mayo was not on that list. So the bell rang, and I've been watching this for the last few minutes, or the last several minutes. The bell rang, and he was already past the last break zone at kilometer 462, which was break zone E. So he was already past it when the bell rang at 4 p.m., which was 50 minutes ago. And so now he had to go from that break zone all the way to the next break zone on the clock. That is what we were talking about last night. Let's see if it looks like that. Let's go ahead. I'm going to hit refresh here and see what how that looks. See, it's not updating and bringing his time up, even though he made it past that. I see here he is stopped at break zone, So Michek and Mayo both have marks there. So this is going to be interesting. I want to see how this goes because he literally just arrived. He's been moving through the dune section, through the course, to get to this break zone. So his time hasn't populated. He hasn't posted a time. It's possible that he has arrived, but because of where he's at on the rankings, they may not be showing him. We'll see how that looks. It shows here second on that overall. So I don't know. We'll find out about what this looks like here. It's kind of confusing because it saw how they were moving. Even though the bell had rang, they were still moving. So we'll find out more about it later on the show or on tonight's show when we do the preview. More information will have come out. We will kind of know more about how this was scoring. Again, Willem and I were talking about it last night. The way we understood it is the bell rings and you got to get to the next bivouac, the next break zone, whichever that one is. And you're still on the clock until you get to that break zone. Your time ends once you hit that virtual checkpoint. That is where they take the time of how long it took you to get there. We think that that's really the only fair way to do it if you're going to traverse race course and it is going to cost you time. If they would have stopped the time at 4 and then they just take the time at when you cross the last break zone, well, then that means that the time commuting, that means that next stint turned into a liaison, and I don't think that's fair to the other competitors to basically get free miles or free kilometers and not have it count towards your time. So I'm not sure how they're going to do it, or if they're going to issue a penalty or how it is, but right now, how we see it, how we think it's happening is the bell rang, you got to get to the next bivouac, and that's where you're going to stop. When you get to the next bivouac, you've arrived, that's when you take your time. So we did look at it. 17:02 was sunset, so it makes sense that at 4, so 5:02 p.m. local time, which is in about 7, 8, 9 minutes from now, is sunset. So it makes sense that everybody has showed up at sunset for this. So I don't know. We'll see. Dakar, ASO, you guys nailed it. If you were trying to make it a little bit more challenging for the competitors, you've done it. And a little more challenging for the viewers. So anyway, that is a wrap for the briefing this morning. It's not even stage results. So we'll talk a little bit more about that tonight. But that is how it shook down. That is what is happening at the moment. And we'll see you guys later. All right, that is a wrap for the Chasing Waypoints podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Looking forward to our next one coming up. Remember, if you are out riding, do not forget to tag us at Chasing Waypoints. Hashtag Chasing Waypoints. And if you haven't already, get on over to the website. Get signed up for the newsletter, The Bivouac. North America's Rally Raid and Adventure Riding newsletter. Hey, let's have some fun. Let's find out what are you guys up to. Let's get you featured. If you're a brand and looking to get supported, get some eyeballs, get some ears on your business, absolutely hit us up. Send us a message at podcast at Chasing Waypoints. But anyway, that is a wrap. Remember, shiny side up. See you guys.